Hey, welcome back. In the previous video, we discussed how FortiSOAR can help customers streamline their email security and talked about a scenario where a SOC analyst can use FortiSOAR to orchestrate security actions and triage alerts to strengthen their email security. In this scenario, let's discuss how customers might use FortiSOAR to strengthen their network security. In this diagram, we have a computer that has internet access. This computer might be a user computer or a server holding important financial or medical data. Bob, a T1 analyst, perhaps sees some fetch events coming into FortiSOAR that tells him internal resources are communicating with some suspicious content, in this case a URL, so he wants to investigate. To speed up the process, he's using a playbook in FortiSOAR, where FortiSOAR will send that suspicious URL first to VirusTotal to see if it comes back with a definitive result. If not, it will then send to FortiSandbox for further investigation. If the suspicious URL is malicious, FortiSOAR will then send a request to FortiGate, Fortinet's next generation firewall, to block the URL automatically and create associated records in FortiSOAR. Although we will show this process via a manual trigger, system administrators can automate this process by fetching events directly from a log analytics solution like FortiAnalyzer and block the malicious content without security administrators' intervention. Optionally, administrators can scan the malicious communication and use FortiSOAR to find any related endpoints and use something like Active Directory to remove the suspected computer from a domain group and add it into perhaps an isolated group. Let's now see it in action. Logging into FortiSOAR, we see that there has already been a playbook created. If we go through the playbook, we can see the process is fairly simple to understand. Walking through the process, you can see that FortiSOAR will send the malicious content, in this case URL, to VirusTotal. VirusTotal will then come back with a result, and the playbook will make a decision on whether or not to pass it on to FortiSandbox. If it is passed to FortiSandbox, a result will come back and automatic steps will be taken. In this scenario, a URL will be blocked and associated records will be created because of this incident. We will go ahead and now see it in action. Going into a workstation, you can see that I can still communicate with this URL. If we log into FortiGate, you can see that there are some security policies already been created. Clicking on our related policy, we see that this web filter security profile is enabled. FortiSOAR will send a request to FortiGate, where FortiGate will use the security profile to block the URL. Going back to FortiSOAR and running the playbook with the suspected URL, you can see that a playbook has been activated. The playbook goes through a series of steps similar to how a SOC analyst might do these steps manually. After it finishes, if we try to access the URL in our computer, you can see that FortiGate has now blocked the URL. Going back to the FortiGate, we can confirm that the URL has been automatically added to the web filter security profile such that any incoming requests to this URL will now be blocked. Hopefully, this was an informative video, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.